So let's kick it off then.
Sure, let's go.
So thanks all for showing up to the Impact of AI Explored AI State of the Union, where we're going to talk about the things that happened in AI last year and what we think might happen next year. So first off, this is the small agenda. So this is what we're going to talk about the next 45 minutes. We have to stop at...
45 minutes from now?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're the one with the clock?
I am now, you've said it.
Awesome. So now, who are we? Well, here, state of AI, some challenges, the future, and of course, the most important question, is this the year of AI? First off, who are we?
I'm James O'Regan. I work as Product Marketing Manager at Liquidware, and I've been in the EUC community for about the past 20 years.
Yeah, and I'm Gerjon. I'm from the Netherlands, but the name says it all. I work as an innovation officer at ProWorks. Recently became a Microsoft MVP on the AI stuff. Oh, that's nice. And I also do a lot of Citrix stuff, and well, we podcast a little bit.
Yeah, we do.
And why are we here? We're going to talk about AI and shamelessly plug our podcast. So you'll see that one coming around a few times. This is our podcast, James.
Yeah, we did a presentation last November at E2E VC in Rome.
Yeah.
We submitted separate presentations. The organizer put us together for one presentation. You know what I mean, Chris. And from there, we after doing that presentation, we had a beer. We talked a bit more, and then in February of last year, we launched our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going well.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just recorded our 11th episode. So
with Brian. Yeah.
With Brian again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it will be teaser. It will be released in a week or two.
Yes.
I think. Yeah. Okay. Enough with the plugging and the marketing. Let's get into the real cool stuff. Let's talk about the state of AI. The first question is, what really is AI? We saw in the presentation from Brian that there are 1.4 gazillion meanings about the word AI. So we took one of them. Artificial intelligence is technology that enables computers and machines to simulate the human learning, comprehensive problem solving, decision making, creativity, and autonomy. One of the things, go on in. No? No? Okay. One of the things that Brian also talked about this morning is that the autonomy bit, the AI agents, computers doing stuff for themselves or helping us so we don't have to do that. So that's something that is going to happen the next year. And well, this is one of the gazillion things. This one is from, you can read it's from IBM. This is what was one of the answers to the question, what is AI? But the other thing is, what do you think about when AI comes to mind?
Yeah. We've got robots.
Yeah, the Roombas of this world that get stuck under the couch.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. It's like they can now, do your laundry and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. So that might help. One other thing is that the AI.
Yeah, not so keen on that one.
The AI that can help you, so you can play with it.
Mm-hmm.
The AI that you can talk with. There was in the Netherlands. There is a elderly home where they have an old phone that you can pick up and then talk to an AI that was filled with all the information from the recent history, the last 100 years of that region. So the old people that are getting bored, they can talk to an AI agent or an AI bot that has a whole day to talk to you. He doesn't need to go to the bathroom or clean up other people. And it can help them remember and talk about the past. So those are really cool things, and you see them in the healthcare coming on more like an aid for chatbots, for chatting with people when they're down. Another thing, of course, is healthcare, where you see a lot of AI-assisted cancer checkups, machines that are checking our health automatically. This is, of course, when we're thinking about AI. How does AI make us whole? We watch a Netflix series and said, you watch Downton Abbey, then you should watch this. We think you like this one, based on how old you are, male, female, demography, location, whatever. And of course, your favorite.
Yeah, the end of days, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how I started my presentation last year at this event.
Yeah.
So we're not there. We're glad.
And hopefully we're not getting there.
Hopefully we're never getting there.
Yeah. No, but how AI is seen, we all know this one.
Yeah.
Clippy
2.0.
Yeah. The godfather of AI. You could ask him a question and he would give an answer to an unasked question. So you could ask him a question, he gave an answer you wouldn't understand anything about. But AI is still seen mostly as our co-pilot, as our assistant to do stuff for us. So the AI agents, all the things that are coming, still more the assistant stuff. But that raises a question, who here thinks AI is overhyped?
Nobody.
Nobody.
It's interesting.
Me.
I do.
Yeah. Now AI can bring a lot, but
Yeah, no, I was going to say, like, I think we are getting to the stage where we're seeing some sort of, overhyped, oversaturated with AI. Like I have told you many times, I don't need my washing machine to be AI automatic. That's fine, or my dishwasher, fine. There's too much. AI is everywhere, and I think there is a level of fatigue people are having with it because, as Brian said, it's marketing malarkey, most of this AI stuff at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just like AI enabled, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah.
everything is AI enabled.
Exactly.
So and in our companies, everything that's labeled AI is automatically fine and cool by everyone in the executive team. So is there too much AI? Sometimes there might be. If it's overhyped and everything has an AI button on it, then it might be a little bit overhyped. It might be a little bit too much. The other thing is, this should be next to, sorry, I'm not native English. So you didn't check the presentation?
I did. I
No?
missed
No,
that one.
I missed that one. Okay.
Yeah. The
But-
AI didn't, the Grammarly didn't say to me because we're using your SharePoint in Dutch.
Yeah. Sorry about that. No, but is AI too expensive? Because everything that you do with AI takes a lot of money. And one thing that I found when doing a lot of consulting around this is that the outcome of an AI project is always a bit based on how good the data is you put in it, how good the process is. The outcome is sometimes a little bit wobbly, so you don't know. So all these AI projects can become very expensive. I was at a customer saying, we said, well, I want to have a chatbot that does a little bit of HR where we put all our policies in for days off, cars, etc. No worries, fixed price, 2 days. 2 weeks into the project, it still wasn't working because the data wasn't good. So there was a very expensive failure on my side. But it also works the other way around, that sometimes you get a little bit before schedule done, because if the data is good, or depends on the question that are asked. But it is very expensive on the user side, but also to run it, of course. If you look at all the GPU you need to have and all the power it will cost, it can be very expensive to run. And sometimes you get lost with all these AI possibilities because
Yeah, I was going to say, this kind of comes back to what Brian said, like, there was so much AI information, as I said, it was 1.6 trillion entries on Google alone. Like, you can get lost in this, and it's kind of, as he said, you need to just take a step back and go, right, just start playing with it, essentially.
and start with the thing you like, because that helps, but
Yeah.
there are, I have another presentation I did here last time where I found 150 of the best tools of 2023, and now I've got the top 125 of 2024, so there are a gazillion AI tools based on specifically what you want. And you can choose between 30 of them for that one thing. So it can be a little bit, all these possibilities may give you a headache. And the other thing is,
Well, if you think about where we are, so Ethan Mollick, as everyone has mentioned, he is coming at it from a different angle. He's not a techie, he's an academic, but his research into AI, he has a book called Co-Intelligence. I recommend everyone to go and read it. It is absolutely brilliant. But one of the statements he's made is, the AI you're using today is literally the worst AI you're ever going to use. So it just shows we're just at the beginning of where we're going with this.
It's going to go really fast and more fast next year.
Absolutely.
And the other thing that might be a good question, is the AI going to make us dumb? Because a lot of the things we do now, we may not do in the future. Is that a problem? Is that going to make us dumb, or maybe it's going to make us forget things that aren't worthy to remember in the future? So that's also a thing.
I think you could apply the consultancy phrase to this. It depends.
yeah. When in doubt, it depends.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but these are things that we need to think about. And the next one, and then the shadow AI. That's also what Brian already said. Companies that say we don't use AI are lying, because
their employees are already using it, and as we've seen that we've seen it in IT over the years, because like there's always been shadow, if they can't get something done internally, they spun up instances in the cloud, and AI is no different.
Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly. As we've said, if you think your company's not using AI, they are.
Yeah, so everybody's using AI from ChatGPT, and you can have, for a few dollars, you can have your own subscription to whatever you want.
Yeah.
So it's not always company money, but it's company IP that is being used in this. So
Yes,
another-
but don't be uploading NDA documents
No.
to ChatGPT.
No, so pro tip: talk to your employees about what they are using and
Yeah.
how it should be used.
Exactly.
And the other big thing is how sustainable is AI, because all these GPUs cost a lot of electrical power, and we find at the Microsoft side sometimes that the data centers are full. There's no more power capacity. In the Netherlands we have a problem in Wiedekemeer, where the Dutch Amsterdam data centers are. They're full. There's no more power, so
Yeah.
they can't spin up any more stuff. They have it, but they can't turn it on, because then the power goes out.
Yeah, we've the same problem in Ireland, because
Yeah.
we've actually put a moratorium on building data centres at the moment, because it's having too much of an impact on our grid, our national grid.
Yeah, and of course all these cloud projects and all these AI projects use a lot of power.
Yeah.
And it needs to run somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a problem. So that's also, there are things to think about. And then Brian showed you this one. We also had it in our slide, so we didn't discuss it. But he had it in spring. We just say this is the peak of Mount Steep, where everything is cool and it's shiny and it glimmers and everybody wants to have it. And then you found out that it really sucks. And then it will suck less, and in the end it will be okay and you can use it. So we can run about this one very quick, because it's the same sheet, and generative AI is it's on the way down. And that's what I see in projects that I do at customers here and there. So looking at the state of AI, if in the broader sense of the word, looking at how people use AI, what AI is fixing and creating and issues. If there's a North Carolina man that was arrested for a 10 million AI generated music scam. So he created AI generated music, sold it, and then they found out it wasn't his music, and then he was arrested.
Yeah, you've got loads of cases. You could say, the version of ChatGPT has passed the medical licensing exam. Deepfakes. Deepfakes are a big problem.
Yeah.
And they've said there, it says AI on deepfakes played a big role in India's election. I'm sure it played the same in the US election as well. But then you have the flip side of artificial intelligence can enhance discovery of cancers and stuff like that. So there's a balancing act to this, I think.
Yeah, it has the pros and the cons. But
Yeah,
what they did in India is they created deepfakes of the president, and they hyper-personalized that and sent that to everyone via WhatsApp. So everyone was getting a WhatsApp from the president, they thought, saying, "Hey, John, you're going to vote for me this election, because if you vote for me, I can make your problem go away." So you get it personalized, and if you send that to 100,000 India's people, then they might be a little bit triggered to vote for you.
Sure.
Other things is, this one was a bold statement, that there's an AI-powered translation without humans in 3 years. So now we have people translating German to English and English to French. In 3 years, AI is going to solve all that problem. So that's a bold statement, but that's something that the Mohammed Khalid said, and he's one of the owners, so it's his business model. But it's a bold statement, and it shows us that some things that we did might not be relevant in the future. Another thing is that the one here on the top right is a...
I want this.
Yeah, that's it's on his Christmas list.
Yeah,
it's the washing and drying machine automatically. So there's a robot here that puts it in the washer, puts it in the dryer, folds it. Would be awesome. Save a lot of hassle.
This one is cool. This is the latest ad from Coca-Cola. This is AI generated. They got so much grief over that.
Yeah.
You don't have the other ones.
No.
Okay.
I got the original one.
Okay, so you've got the original one, but basically someone took this ad and they redid this. So Coca-Cola used AI to generate this, and someone else redid it with AI, and they changed it quite a bit. I don't know if you can find one of them.
No, I was looking for the sound, because it should have sound, but there was no sound.
But like, there's things like the truck blows up and all this kind of stuff. Go Google this on YouTube. It is amazing. Go watch the Coca-Cola one, then watch the ones that people have made afterwards. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah. And now,
It's-
now this thing is
Has
also.
it gone to sleep?
Yeah, no.
No.
Okay, and the other thing that's really cool is AI can be used in games. And this is a very first version of a game. No, sound's not here also, but you can choose. This is Minecraft because Minecraft is the benchmark of all gaming. If it works in Minecraft, Minecraft is cool, then you can do it. But this is a game engine that builds to your world as you walk. So it's not pre-generated, it's not pre-built, there's just an AI, there's no model engine, there's just an AI engine where you can walk around. This is called Project Oasis. You can try it, it's online, you could search it. Seems like to be the future of gaming, where there's no big gaming engine or something, there's just an AI building it as you go. So that means that if you play a game and you play a game, it's a different
So
game.
you can keep walking without having to stop it. You
Without
keep
having to stop it,
building it in
yeah.
front of you.
So the infinite GTA 6, GTA 5 is a very big playing field, but it will end sometime. This one can go on indefinitely. And if they build it right, it can remember where you've been. So then if you drive back the same way, it will be the same. But if you go take a left where you've never been, it will build that as you go. So the gameplay will be different on every machine and every user that logs on. Mind blowing. So AI is build the game as you go. So this is one of the other things. This is the first Will Smith eating spaghetti, and this is the that's my friend. That's all different.
Don't get to that yet.
Yeah, that's a different animal. So let's do it like this. Now you can see here that this is recently generated. Now there's also one that's with Will Smith doing it live, but this one is AI generated. But you can see how big so you can see this AI generated, but how big the quality is getting better in this stuff. You look at
This is just a year.
Yeah, this was January, this was the end of this year. I just found this one online.
How much pasta do you have to eat?
It's still staying in shape. But this is of course a lot of pasta. He's swimming in it. I'd rather swim in money, but pasta is the other thing you can swim in. But if you look at, it's not all fun and games. I had a picture of me and Ronnie in Athens. As you could see, he was semi-drunk. I was completely loaded. And I thought, let's make this a movie of two friends drinking a beer. And just to see what happens if low-tech AI is solving this. And that's different. I don't know what beer bottle that is.
You've got two now.
Yeah, I got two. I got two beers, and he got a
milk bottle.
yeah. So they're going very fast, but not everything that's released has the quality you might expect. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
And this is another one. This is I built this. I only said this one. A young man drinking a beer. A voiceover about similarities between beer and artificial intelligence. And then you can see how does this AI get its stuff? How does it build the image? It doesn't, because it started with an iStock image. So it just got this offline and it made it a little bit better. I don't know why the audio is not working.
Of artificial intelligence. Sounds like a weird combo, right? But here's the kicker.
Storyblocks picture.
It's all about patterns. So is brewing your favorite beer. Imagine an algorithm that knows
iStock picture. So
better than
this is nice to see how AI is building movies.
AI
It's just scraping everything off the
Just
internet.
scraping the internet.
Yeah.
your meal, or even your most recent text message.
Storyblocks again.
So, next time you're staring at a wall of craft beers,
That itself is a huge copyright
there's an
problem.
AI out
Yeah,
there.
Potentially.
Yes.
Potentially, yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, so one of the first
Beer choices
episodes we
smarter,
talked
and
about
our toasts
Project
even
Poison
more
Ivy,
memorable.
where
Cheers
creative
to you,
artists
beer lover.
tampered with the pictures that you couldn't see, but their quality would get a bit less, so that AI could use them to create high quality pictures. It's also a project you can see online. It's called Poison Ivy, but it's really cool. But yeah. But this is how AI works. It just borrows from everyone else.
Brewing up
Yeah. So and then
Okay, this is just an example of how crazy AI is, and this was taken on the 31st of October. This was what was released in one day. So these are all different companies, and they all made major announcements in one day. So you can just see how exponentially these things are growing at the pace of them. It's like dictation, voice, desktop, OpenAI, Search GTP as Google Learn. Look, insane amounts. When we first launched our podcast, we had a news section. After the first episode, we ditched it because it just wasn't possible to do. There was just too much. It would have filled the entire episode. So we just said, doing news is pointless. We'll just do key topics.
Yeah, and the other problem that we have is we record the podcast and then you edit it and you wait for the correct time to put it online.
Yeah.
And by the time you put it online, the news was old.
Yeah, exactly. So pointless.
Pointless.
Oh, yes.
Your favorite subject.
Oh, yeah. So we've already had our own soap opera within AI. So last year on the 17th of November, OpenAI, who obviously are responsible for ChatGPT, they fired Sam Altman. It was crazy. Then their CTO took over. There was an absolute massive amounts of stuff on media. And then at one stage, he was talking with Microsoft and he was going to join Microsoft. And then, like 5 days later, he rejoined OpenAI as CEO. And now is pretty much the last man standing because everyone else is gone.
Yeah. Now everyone else is gone, but he's still there.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just to show that, AI is not immune to all the other corporate stuff.
It's still run by humans.
Exactly.
With all the problems.
Yeah, and this was just, I used ChatGPT to give a list of everything that OpenAI had released in the space of a year, and cautionary tale, it got it wrong. There's actually a couple of things missing from this list. So again, always verify what AI outputs for you because it does one lie, because it's trying to impress you. So it will always try and enhance. It's called hallucinations, but it's basically lying. So always check what the output from it.
Yeah, and then of course the Holy Grail.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is what every AI company is talking about: is artificial general intelligence. This is where it gets interesting. Like we've been talking today about AI agents. This is next level stuff. This is where basically an AI has the intelligence of a human and beyond. Like if we get beyond human intelligence, it's game over for us. Because there's a case I was reading. As I said, everyone should read Co-Intelligence by Ethan Mollick. But there's this case where an AI is given a use case of making paper clips, and it determines what is the best way to make paper clips, and it decides to drill into the core of the earth, and that they could actually then it basically led to annihilation of humans. Just from a paperclip.
But they made nice paper clips.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that was its sole purpose. So it figured out what power it needed and all of that kind of stuff and resources, and it decided it needed to drill in the center of the earth, and humans were unnecessary, and they could actually be turned into paper clips.
Yeah. So in paper. There you have it. So it's when AI is can do the stuff we can do, reason like us. Discuss
exactly. And this is what AGI is all about.
Yeah. And what's the key challenges is?
Well, complexity is a huge challenge. We're only kind of hitting the cusp of quantum computing at the moment, and this is what's really needed to achieve AGI. We talked there about a case of safety, our annihilation as a species. That's kind of important. So, ethical and safety concerns is a huge thing. Resources is obviously, because we're talking about cloud computing, GPUs, MPUs, but quantum computing is even more. But do we have the bit where we asked, didn't we ask ChatGPT?
Yeah, it comes in.
Oh, that comes later. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. So these are just some of the concerns and potential challenges going forward.
Yeah.
Ethics and governance, obviously that's a huge thing when it comes to AI, and there's different standards across the world. So this is, as we know, if it is particularly in the EU, when something was released on the AI platforms, there's always a delay because it has to go through a regulatory review, which it doesn't in other regions. Let's just say that.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah.
And then you can see another personal
Oh,
frustration.
yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you look at this, there's something written there, but it's
It's
okay-ish.
Yes, this is one of my personal frustrations. It's hence why it says there. Why is it crap? But it texts and images. It is a pet peeve of mine with, especially when using ChatGPT and their built-in image generator DALL-E 3. It can't do text, and I looked into this. I put it on LinkedIn because I was getting so frustrated with it, and I found out it is to do with the fact that the AI models are not trained on typography fonts, essentially. So it doesn't know what a font is, so it renders it as an image, hence why it's that output like that.
And they're getting less, they suck at it less.
Yeah, they're getting better, but they're not there.
No. So, okay, so this is a little bit about the state of AI in the broader thing, and then we're going to look a little bit about, okay, but what does it mean in a company? So, I work at a consulting firm, and we try to do AI implementations. And it's a tough market because, and that's what Brian also said, everyone is in spring. But there are a lot of problems here. Namely, we have a business. We need to have a business strategy. We need to have computing power. There are also limitations.
Yeah, we've talked about these two quite a lot.
Yeah, but also the expectations might be very high. It might be lacking quality at the bottom end. But there are a lot of, and also this one, the unpredictable costs. Because if you do a project, you don't know exactly what the outcome is, and you don't always know how much it's going to cost. But these things make it a bit complex to just pick it up and put it in a company. Because we need to think about a lot of these things. So when we're going to build some AI, let's build Jarvis, for example. That would be really cool. But what we do mostly at companies is, okay, if you want to do AI, there are two roads that you can follow. I'll show them in a bit. But the first thing is, okay, let's not use AI because it's cool. Let's use it to solve a problem. So that's not, here's a solution. Let's find a problem. No, you have a problem. Perhaps AI can solve it. Let's look at it that way. So define your problem, and then define how AI might help. Then experiment a bit, build, and then go from here to there. And you can see here that you need a lot of stuff on the data side if you really want to be using AI to the maximum. And that's something that we will be busy with the coming years, getting the data in our CRM, ERP, all these systems in order to be used in AI. The other thing is, people think, little bit of data, shove it into AI, value. Yes. But it also is, we need selection, we need sourcing synthesis, we have legal, ethical restraints. Brian was talking about how cool it would be to, if you have a screen that it would go to this part and legal would find something. There's a lot of ethical stuff that we need to think about before we can put AI just in our company. So, and AI, we have a lot of data engineering, so all that data needs to be correct, it needs to be cleansed, it needs to be scaled, we need to have the correct model, and then we might have some value, because it's really complex if you want to use AI to enhance real business processes. So what we mostly do is we start this AI journey with an AI council. We say, okay, if you have a company, let's put some smart people from different parts of the company, not IT only,
No,
of course,
definitely not.
but marketing, HR, finance. Let's put them in a room and talk about, okay, what we're going to do. And then mostly it will be two things. It will be productivity boost. What can we do to make work a little bit smarter and faster? Using chatbots, Copilot, AI assistants, AI expert systems, and AI agents in the end. And the business transformation bit, where you look at your complete data estate. Okay, how can we build a data lake? How can we input all that data? Do we need to train our own large language models? Is it feasible? Is it payable? Before you can use AI tools on that data to make decisions. And in the end, maybe even become AI driven. That sounds scary, that an AI is saying, okay, based on these trends, we think you should be building these kinds of products. Just an email on Monday morning before your executive meeting. So the AI is saying, we need to stop building houses and start building garages.
Or paperclips.
Oh, paperclips, yeah. It will expand the earth. So, how is it going? Looking at the companies I speak with, the work that I do at the different companies building AI stuff, a lot of Copilot integrations, Microsoft 365, Copilot, of course, Copilot for GitHub, security, etc. Building a lot of chatbot knowledge bases, internal, external for websites, or internal for a realtor firm that has different subsidiaries that need to log into their intranet and find all that information. Now, that might help with knowledge bases, some speech to text. If you have, we have a company that, customer that gets voicemails, those voicemails are translated to text. There's an sentiment analysis done on the text. The text is narrated, it's sent into an email with all the information, data enrichment from our CRM system. This customer called, this is the information we have, this is the transcription of the voicemail, etc. Kind of cool stuff. So these are the things. We have a company that does insurance claims that use AI to get, when an insurance claim is sent in, just to check, is the correct data there, is everything filled in correctly, do we have pictures of the car damage, did it fill in both sides of the plaintiff and the one who did it, and is everything in order just to take the claim in, because normally that's a process that someone had to do and they save a lot of time with it. So that's really cool, things that we can do. But the biggest issue for an IT consultancy club like the one I am with is monthly recurring revenue. Because if you're building a transformation for your business strategy, that's something that the business needs to do. And as an IT company, you're just an advisor mostly. The other thing is, and what you also see is that they say, okay, but this is something that we want to do in-house. So we train the people that want to use AI for the Copilot Studio or Azure AI Service or whatever. And then they start doing them themselves, and then whenever they hit a wall, they call us. Third line service desk. But that's not much, because within a few weeks, if you're really into it, you can get really far really fast. So the other thing is the unpredictable outcome, because if you build a bot, one time it will work very good, the other time it won't, based on data that's coming in or links that are not working, that should be working or whatever. So creating a sustainable income based on building AI bots for customers is something that I cannot make my living from. It's really cool to do and a lot of fun, but it's not really a sustainable income at the moment, looking at IT companies. It is a sustainable income if you do the Microsoft 365 adoption bit, because that's something continuous adoption. Microsoft 365, Word and Excel, create a document, that's something that changes, so people need to be brought up to speed and keep everybody engaged and entertained. But the other stuff, it's a little more tough sell. And we were thinking about a demo, but no AI demo. We couldn't think of something that would fit the story about how cool all that stuff is. But so what are then the trends? So I think we have about 10 minutes left. Should be okay. Yeah. So problem that we have now, and we talked about what's wrong and what's happening in the world. Let's see about what we think, and we are not AI experts because they don't exist. We just make a podcast and think it's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
We think that in 2025 there will be a shift from experimentation to reinvention. So what we'll see is a lot of these things that are in spring will slowly become more summery. So we'll see a shift that some of these things will become feasible in companies to use. So one of the things that we see really happening already is content creation, because if you want to create a document, or you want, for example, a customer in the Netherlands they create a lot of, they have a website where they sell products, and there was a product, a marketeer that needed to write with every picture that they put online, this is a flower that's doing this is a pot doing that, this is this and that. They now have AI look at the picture, automatically check which flower it is or which pot it is based on their product catalog, and already filling in all that kind of information automatically. So the product marketer only needs to check it's okay, yeah, and it might need to change the price.
Yeah, it's going to go multimodal. Yeah. Obviously, we type into ChatGPT. Everyone's been doing that, but now you can talk to ChatGPT. And actually, just this week, the web version now has voice, so you can talk to it. Yeah. The desktop apps had it, the phone apps had it, but the actual web browser version got it this week. Well, in Europe anyway. I don't know about the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes it easier to communicate, and then that whole thing where it becomes your assistant makes it easier, because it's not just a keyboard interface, it's utilizing your voice. Obviously, we'll talk about agents last, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
The other thing is that we in the podcast we had Nvidia, and they say the next big thing for them is physical AI. So when you're in all-you-can-eat restaurant, they're not making your food with a human cook, but with a robot. So you can just say what you want, and it will fix it. And what you will see is that there will be more embedded AI, so embedded AI embedded into systems, Apple Intelligence. So the AI will be on the device itself, just to keep it quick. So small models doing exactly what you want them to do.
Yeah, and democratization of AI, we're seeing the cost fall quite dramatically as more and more, as wider adoption happens. And we were talking about this today, that potentially you could run the thing with the AI models is they all have guardrails in front of them. So if you want to utilize AI for not so great purposes, maybe, there is an ability, there is the democratization of it, and there is some concerns with that as well. But you will have the ability to run AI models on, you were saying a brand new MacBook.
Yeah. You can run it on a MacBook M1. You can run models a lot,
Yeah.
but it will be on many more devices will run AI locally.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, the reasoning AI that it will normally when you ask GPT a question, it will respond instantly. But now there are more models that say, okay, it will think about your question, mostly like your wife. It will think about your question, and then it will give you the correct answer.
After an hour.
Yeah. After a little bit of back and forth. Yeah. So you will see a lot of AI in cybersecurity. So the GitHub or the Copilot for security, etc. But automatically detecting problems in the environment and labeling them in the correct way. Some of the other things that we see is that this will also be the coming year will also be the year of human AI co-op, where the AI assistant or other things might help us do our work even more and even more efficient.
Yeah.
Of course, you have the computer vision and the computer research. So there's a lot of things happening with cancer research, pictures, autonomous driving. And that's are all things that are, well, as you could see in the Gartner chart, are getting into their adult livelihood. But
and then that leaves us with AI agents, which I think are going to be the biggest thing in 2025. We already know that OpenAI have Operator coming in January. Other companies are looking at it. Copilot has Copilot agents. So we've been telling it what to do, but now it's going to start doing things.
We've been asking it questions.
Exactly, we've been asking it questions, we've been getting outputs, but now we're going to get actions. So this is where it's going to get interesting.
Yeah, and we have a little demo of that. I hope the sound quality is... Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
What I do is ask Claude to look at the spreadsheet, check if equipment is in there, and if not, move over to the CRM and try and find some more information there. Once it has this data, Claude's going to then fill out the form for us and hopefully transfer the information across to the vendor form. First thing that's going to happen is Claude's going to start taking screenshots of my screen and quickly realizes that the Ant equipment company isn't actually in the spreadsheet. So the first thing it does is it swaps over to a CRM and searches for the company we're interested in.
This is happening on this computer. Just so this is Claude computer use. This is an AI agent running on a computer.
Luckily, we get a search match, and Claude then starts scrolling through the page, looking for all the information it needs to fill out this form. Claude then autonomously starts transferring the information across without me having to do anything. And goes through the steps and fills out all the information needed. And then submits the form.
So for me, the example I would take for this, which applies to me personally, would be doing my expenses. My God, if I could have an AI doing my expenses, I would be so happy. It's one of those kind of boring tasks that we want to get rid of, and this is where AI can really make a difference.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is and this is running on a computer. So perhaps Brian had a point.
Yeah, exactly.
So of course, in the end goal, artificial general intelligence is one of the.
But nobody knows when.
Yeah.
Even the most intelligent Sam Altman, who's the CEO of OpenAI, can't even tell you when that's going to happen.
So that leads us to the question: who here thinks 2024 was the year of AI? Well, okay. We asked ChatGPT. I asked him this 4 times and he gave really long answers, so yes and no only. Okay, is this the year of, not VDI, but AI? Yes. Why? Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure, because 2024 was witnessed unprecedented developments in AI, with mass adoption, significant technology advances, blah, 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 blah. So this makes a standout year for AI's impact on both society and technology. But we think the AI is wrong.
We do.
We think that something went wrong there.
Yeah.
If you look at Microsoft, Microsoft says 2023 was the year of AI, because this was the year that it became
An AI company.
Yeah, for them it became the AI company.
Yeah.
If you look at what Forbes said, 2023 was the year of the hype, 2024 is the year of practicality, and I don't think that they nailed it there.
No.
We think
It's 2025.
Yeah.
Because that's when AI agents are come into their own, and that's where their practicality comes into it. So
Yeah.
for me, I think you agree as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2025
Yeah.
is going to be if we're really going to say the year that AI kind of finally takes off, I think it will 2025. Will
Yeah,
be it.
the democratization of IT will
Yeah.
start really pick off in 2025.
Yeah.
So, but what to do when AI takes over our jobs? And we have nothing more to do. I showed it here the last time I was here, and I looked for an even better movie, couldn't find one, so I thought, let's reprint it.
Looking to upskill for the future?
This new AI can perform all coding jobs in seconds, including blockchain development. While this AI is already outperforming accounting firms. Meanwhile, the new graphic design AI aims to automate graphic design and could minimize the need.
Relax. Because in a future where AI does most of the work, there'll be one thing that humans will finally get to do all day long. Nothing. So it's time to learn the most essential skill of the future. 5-Star presents Nothing University, with the first ever diploma program in doing nothing. An intensive course covering the most future-ready skills out there.
Well, let me check with the AI and get back to you in a few days.
Super. With our state-of-the-art workshops, campus placements, and guest lectures, the world can finally prepare for the glorious future that awaits us. Beat 5-Star. Do nothing. Enroll now.
So if you need something for next year on your budget for your school or for your education, do nothing. It's the skill of the future. With that, this is our podcast. We really enjoy everyone that listens. If you have any feedback, please let us know.
Yeah.
And an AI generator, thank you very much.